Hi friends, welcome. My name is Baron and this is my channel where I talk about some book stuff. I'm the Book Baron. Welcome in. We're gonna have the lighting kind of go in and out throughout this video because it's a partly cloudy day. Nothing I can do about it. So sorry. Hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. Also, I am in the midst of trying to figure out my wavy hair. I'm getting closer. We've got some actual like decent wave pattern going, but this is gonna be a journey and I'm trying not to use hot tools while I go through it. So this is intentional, believe it or not. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a book haul because I finally got a bookshelf. So this one's more of like a display case. I keep some of my books on there. So I finally had the opportunity to purchase some books that I have put off purchasing. Also purchased some books because I was worried that the covers were going away. I've gotten some stuff as gifts. There's just some books that I went book shopping for and found a killer deal on, and so I decided to pick them up. So I don't actually know how many books I have here. It's quite a few. It's a lot more than my last one, but hopefully after this, oh, hi Kevin. But hopefully after this, I won't have another haul for you anytime soon. Hopefully done purchasing for a little while here. I'm just gonna start off with some books that I was excited to purchase. I've wanted on my shelves and that's why I bought them. So first up, we have The Darkness Beyond the Daisies by Corey Zahara. So this is the black page hardback that she has. It's available through Amazon. It's a little tricky to get a hold of sometimes. It's one of those that when I saw that it was available, I knew I had to just pick it up. This was something that I read back in January and absolutely loved. Super, super dark, but it was definitely one that I wanted to have a copy of because I just love black page books. They're so much easier to read. The interior formatting for just something that you can get off of Amazon is just like so pretty. They've got these like daisies in here. I love this cover. I think it's beautiful. So that's why I wanted to pick up that one. So next up, I have Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling. So once again, this is a book that I've already read. I purchased it because I wanted to have it on my shelves, mostly because I like the snakes that appear on here. I also enjoyed the book. There's just like a lot of snake imagery. I thought it was a pretty like powerful read overall. I think this one was like a 4-star read. I read it for a reading vlog, so I'll link that up here in case you want to see it. But yeah, really enjoyed that one and wanted to have it on my shelves because I really love this cover. All right, next up I have Burn For Me by Sarah Kate. This was a book that I read last year, really, really loved, and just felt like I couldn't justify making space for it on my shelves because I was like, well, it wasn't a 5-star read. It was just a 4-star, but it was like a 4.5 star. And I decided I needed to just purchase it. It was the first time I had ever read a book that actually had rugby in it, which was really exciting for me. If you don't know, I'm so sorry if you do. This is probably so annoying that I'm saying this again, but I used to play rugby, so I was really excited to see that in the book. It's also reverse age gap, which I absolutely adore. Interestingly, kind of like a revenge plotline. So just like a lot of things that I really, really love. And this was one of the books where I realized like, oh, I really do love Sarah Kate's writing. I just don't love Salacious Players Club. So that's that one. Next up is one that I actually talked about recently, and it's Angry Gods by LJ Shen. So this is one that I've been waiting for the new cover to be available because I love this. I just think it's so cool because like both the hero and heroine are artists, and this is like the second generation book after the series with Vicious. What is that called? All Saints or Saints and Sinners? Something like that. So this is the second generation book. This is the only book I've read from that series, but I really, really love this. I kind of figured I would because I love the book Vicious, and so this is the next gen. It's his kid and it's artists. Like I was gonna like it, but I wanted to wait for this cover in particular because I love this so much. And there was a really killer deal on it at Target, so that's why I picked that one up. Next up, this one was a little bit of a tipsy purchase. And it's The Liy Steal by Monty J. This was one of those books that I just instantly, like even at the beginning of the book, I was like, oh, this is a 5-star. This is a 5-star book. It was just one of those that I'm like, I know that if I really went in there, I could probably pick some things apart and get nitpicky with it, but I just had such a fun time and was so invested in everything going on in the revenge plotline that I just was completely distracted. It was just like really harkening back to those days where you would like find a series and just binge it. I'm 2 books in so far into the series. I really need to finish it. I think I got a little tipsy and decided to just purchase it for myself. All right, next up, I'm gonna do a batch of books that I got as gifts. So this is Ali Hazelwood's Love on the Brain. This is a book that I have read. I got this from a friend. She read it and wasn't super in love with Ali Hazelwood's writing. She had picked it up as like a book to read while she was traveling, and she asked me if I wanted her copy, and I said absolutely. I do really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's books overall. I will say this one's probably like my least favorite. My favorite from her so far that I've read is Love Theoretically, mostly because it's more in the academic world, where this is a little bit more workplace. This is still a good read. I really did enjoy it, and so I'm adding it to my little like Allie Hazelwood section on my shelves. So next up is a book that I got from Emily from the Astral Library here on YouTube. So she sent me Below the Pulse as like a, girl, you seem like you're going through it, and also Happy Valentine's Day. This was a book that I just like instantly connected with the heroine. I absolutely adored her. She's one of those sad, melancholy heroines that's like just going through it, but the author did such a great job of helping you understand why. She's maybe not reacting in ways that are like healthy or in ways that maybe you want her to, and you just really felt for her, and just watching Harlan kind of wrap her up a little bit, but also he's got his own crap going on. And I liked that this book was like not that tropey. So this was a book that I was really loving. I threw it on my Amazon wish list, and Emily was like, well, I'm just gonna get that for you then. Next up is a book that I got from Nikki and Bookland. She sent this over for Christmas, so it's been a little while. I've been collecting these books for a bit. Saint by Sierra Simone. This is my absolute favorite book in the series. It's the third one, I think, because it's got such strong and very dark mental health themes, and it's more like psychologically dark. I just love how so many things were handled in this book. It somehow handled religion in a way that really spoke to me, which was such an interesting experience. The romance in here was so lovely, and it's still hot. It's still really hot, but definitely one of those that it made you think. And there was a lot of lines where I think I want to go back and annotate this. I think I'm going to transfer some of my notes and highlights from when I read on my Kindle into this book. And honestly, I just kind of want to do a reread of this book because it was one of those that it just like, it hit hard the first time I read it, and I feel like I would pick up more reading it again. That's that one. Next up, this one's also from Emily from the Astral Library, and this was a book that she got me for Christmas, Swelter, and this is by Nina G. Jones. So this is a book that I'm really curious about from Nina's backlist. Well, everything's her backlist because I don't think she's writing anymore, but this one intrigued me because this one is like historical, love triangle. It just seemed a little bit of a departure from some of her darker stuff. This felt like it was going to be more emotional. Plus, I mean, like, how sensual is that cover? So this is a book that I haven't read yet, but it's one that I'm like, I have a feeling that's really going to hit. I've yet to read a Nina G. Jones book that I don't like, so I think it's a pretty solid bet. I'm gonna love this bad boy. All right, and finally, this is one I couldn't get the sticker off of this. The Fury, and this is by Alex Michaelides. I never remember how to pronounce his name. Sorry about that. My friend got this for me for my birthday, which is coming up here. A little bit of an early birthday gift. We bonded over our love of his thrillers. So this is one that I haven't read yet since this is a newer release, but I'm hoping to get to it soon and then probably pass it back to her so that she can read it too. All right. Stretch it out. Not even halfway. Next up are a series of books that I purchased because I either know or suspect that these covers are going away, and I wanted to grab them before the covers changed or the content changed, or it's traditionally published, however you want to say it. First up, I have Ivy, and this is by Devney Perry. This was previously published under her pen name Willa Nash. This has been described as, I think it was like dark academia meets like Gossip Girl kind of a vibe, where it was rich people issues, like kind of like Ivy League schools. I don't remember if there's a secret society, but there's like sort of like a mystery suspense kind of plot line going on, as well as like some romantic components. I think it follows 3 different couples potentially. I don't know a ton about this book. I kind of have been avoiding stuff about it, so I can't tell you a lot definitively, but I did see that Devney Perry posted a new title and cover for this book, and I think it was Clarence Manor, and it's like an illustrated cover, and I didn't really like it, and I love this cover, so I wanted to make sure to grab this before it went away. I don't know for sure that it's going away, but I'm gonna suspect if you're doing a cover announcement that this one's gonna go away. So I want to grab this quick. It was also in a sale at Target as well, so I was like, definitely gonna grab it then. Next up is a book that I've been curious about meaning to read, Credence by Penelope Douglas. So this is another one that I know is being traditionally published, so I wanted to get the indie version because I have all of their standalones in their indie version. So I wanted to make sure that I grabbed this one because this is one that I recently changed my mind about. I didn't think I was gonna read any more of their backlist, but this is one that I feel like I almost need to, just to like complete the circuit. And this I've heard is kind of the wildest one. I know Jess from Honest Fiction really likes this, and so I wanted to kind of give it a go, just see what Penn's version of Wild and Unhinged is. I know I've heard from a couple people just to expect a lot of smut, maybe read it on like a dark and dreary day to like add to the mood. So this is one that I'm not in a rush to pick up, but definitely one that I do want to read at some point, and I wanted to make sure that I had the indie version before that went away. Although I know that they're like not making that many changes to the cover. I just wanted the indie version. So the next one I picked up, I don't know if the cover's actually changing, but I know the interior, like the way it's written, is going to change. That's Sweet Girl by Jack Whitney. It's just a short little novella. It's about Cupid. It was something that I was hoping to read around Valentine's Day. I know I'll get to this at some point. It was just one of those that I was just a super mood reader in February, so I just didn't get to it. I know that this is being transitioned from being a third person book to first person, so I wanted to grab the third person because I like reading stuff the way it was originally intended to be, because that's what the author was happy with. I don't know, does that make any sense? I wanted to see like the raw version of it, even though it's like it's not raw, like it's clearly been edited. I also just love this cover. It's just so tantalizing, isn't it? The formatting on these is like really, oh, can't show that. And I know that this one has like a little oopsie with how the pages got cut, so I got a really killer deal on it too, so that doesn't hurt either. Next up, we have the Madison Kate series by Tate James. This I know was being traditionally published, and it's got like a way different cover now. So this was her original discreet cover. It's got Hate, Liar, Fake, and Kate. So I know that the new ones have like her hair on it, and I saw them and they weren't my favorite, so I wanted to grab these before they went away once again. I love Tate James series. I'm not a big fan of like the why choose trope generally, but her books are just like, they're like junk food. They're like popcorn. They're just like, they're so easy to consume even though they're really thick. I always have like fun with her books, and so I was like, I just wanted to have the series that she's known for in its original discrete covers because I liked those better than the other ones that were coming out. Now, I'm going to talk about a bunch of books that I got in a sale. I can't remember where it was, at Target, Barnes & Noble. Somewhere was having a buy one, get one half off. So I bought a bunch of series in hardback. Let's just get into it. Okay, so first off, I bought the Off Balance series by Lucia Franco. This is like the 2-volume omnibus version that is out there. So I wanted to grab this because it pops on and off KU all the time. I know that there was like some new editions with the paperbacks that have been going through like this whole thing. So I was like, I'm gonna get the hardbacks. Like I said, it was a buy one, get one, or buy one, get one 50%. Regardless, these are normally very expensive. So to get a deal on them was like pretty stellar. And I know I'm going to a book signing where I'm going to be seeing her. So I'm going to see if I like this series. Oh, wow, that text is so tiny. Oh my God. But I wanted to give this series a try. This was something that I recently decided that I wanted to try. I don't know. The series is just such a commitment that I was like, I feel like I need the trophy on my shelf for when I do read it. Does that make any sense? Hopefully it does. That's also one that I'm hoping to get to soon-ish. I do want to start that series. That was also kind of like the push to, if I'm seeing it constantly in my house, I know that I'll be more likely to reach for it. Next up is the Stay With Me series by Nicole Fiora. So this was once again something that I got in a sale, and so I have Stay With Me, Even When I'm Gone, and Now Open Your Eyes. And these hardcovers are so beautiful. Like, there's so much detail, which explains why they were on the pricier side. But I know that Nicole Fiora, most of her books are off of KU now. So I knew that I was going to have to purchase them in some sort of format. And these are books that I'm like, even if I do not like them that much, they're just so much effort was put into these. These are just like works of art, and I'm like, these feel like special editions basically. They're just so gorgeous. I mean, like, look at these flowers on here. I don't know. I just really loved how these looked. And so I was like, I need to purchase them in some format in order to be able to read them in the first place. And then these covers were just so gorgeous that I was like, I kind of want to have a hard copy of them. That's why I picked these up again, once again, in a sale. I think it was buy one, get one. So that was part of the reason I picked them up in the hardback too, because I was like, if I'm going to go in, I'm going in. And then finally, also from Nicole Fiora, I have Bone Island and Hollow Heathens. This is another series I want to read from her. And once again, it was in a sale. So I was like, let's get 2 for the price of 1, because I think these are like 30 bucks a pop or something. So I was like, if I can get 2 for $30, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I just kind of got like some killer deals. You know, I don't often spend money on books. This seems contrary to what I'm saying, but I really don't often purchase books. So I was like, this was kind of like my one little splurge, was this like sale that went on. All right, and now some books. I don't know. Now I have some odds and ends that I haven't read. So first up, I have the, what is this called? The Court of Ravens duet by Liv Xander. So these are like inescapable on my Instagram. They are truly everywhere. Is anyone else getting this duet like everywhere on their Instagram, or is it just me? But I was like, I really want to read them. I think the covers are really cool as well. And then the ones that come off of Amazon have like these faux sprayed edges. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of see how they were able to basically do that with printing. I was like, that's just so cool. And also they're, at least this one's pretty floppy as well. Just ones that I thought like the editions were really cool and I was really impressed with. So I wanted to pick them up, and I knew it was a series that I wanted to read. So we'll see if these stay on my shelf since I haven't read them yet, but definitely looking forward to reading the series. Really, this is another one I'm hoping to read in the near future. All right, and then I got a couple books from Half Price Books. I was there. I sold a ton of books recently, and so while I was waiting to get my estimate, I decided to purchase some more books. So I got What We Broke by Marley Valentine. This is an author that I have a book of hers on my TBR right now, but I'm really just hoping to just kind of like dive into their backlist in general. And this, I think, might be a special edition. I cannot confirm that, but I haven't seen this cover before. I don't know that for sure, but this is one that I wanted to read almost like, I think back when I first started or right before I started my YouTube channel, something like that. So this is one that I've been meaning to read for a while, and I know Nikki of Bookland really, really loves Marley Valentine, and I think this book in particular. So this is one I was meaning to get to, and I liked this edition, so I just decided to grab it. And then this one just intrigued me. I didn't know anything about it, but it was on clearance, which just made me sad. But Let There Be Light by A.M. Johnson. This is an MM romance that is kind of like The Artist and the Jock. One of them is like a swimmer trying to keep their scholarship in college, and then the other one is like a really driven musician. I thought the cover was really pretty, and I think it was $3. I mean, like, I'm not gonna pass that up. So I bought it. Next up, I have the Torment duet by Dylan Page. So I grabbed these because someone sold them for really, really cheap. I knew it was going to be a priority read for me this year. Once again, sometimes I purchase books so that I see them, I'm reminded to read them because I do want to prioritize them. This is one of those situations. I also, once again, got a really killer deal on it. So it was kind of one of those that it was like hard to pass up. So I know that this is like, is it like step sibling, MC? I've heard this is really unhinged. And actually, prior to reading this book, I actually confused these two books as being the same thing. So can confirm, different books. Yeah, I just wanted to have these on my shelves as a little bit of a reminder. And last one, I don't know how to pronounce this because I don't know a lick of French. I'm so sorry. I was gonna look it up before I filmed, and then I just completely blanked out. But it's a spinoff from The Untraditional Fairy Tale by Cory Zahara. So I attempted to read The Untraditional Fairy Tale. Yeah, An Untraditional Fairy Tale. I tried to read that earlier this year. Wasn't really driving with it, but I know that she's grown a ton as a writer. Clearly, I love Darkness Beyond the Daisy, so I wanted to give this a go because this was one of her more recent releases, and it's a little bit thinner, which is nice. And once again, she's got black page edition, which interestingly, okay, both of her books that I've bought in hardback off of Amazon have black pages, but the pages feel different. Like these ones, you can kind of see they're a little glossy, and these ones are like way more matte. You see that? These almost look like dark gray compared to these. Oh, maybe you can't tell here, but I just thought that was interesting. But they also just like, how nice do these books like look together? That's a weak justification, let's be honest. But my brain seems to operate in whatever way it likes to. That is my book haul for you. So that was a lot of books. I'll insert the number here. when I count it. There might be other books that are hiding on my shelves, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update about like what books I've purchased recently, and then hopefully I will be done for a little bit. I also intentionally left out all the special editions that I've purchased. I didn't want to include that in here just because I feel a little bit weird sometimes about showing special editions. I kind of go back and forth, so I think I'm just going to do like a dedicated video in a couple months from now. I'll just kind of like show you what I got. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. But I just wanted to make it a little bit easier for people to opt out, because I know that like that can kind of get a little touchy because a lot of people miss out on them, and then I feel bad and I feel like I'm showing off, but I'm really excited about the books, and you know, some people don't care. So I just wanted to separate that. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but hopefully you understand where I'm coming from when I'm like want to keep it separate. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I don't know. I'm just trying to be sensitive. But those are all the books that I have purchased / been gifted recently. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I would love to hear your opinions about any and all of them. Also, let me know what books you've purchased recently. I've gotten some killer deals lately, which is part of the reason I think I have so many books to haul right now. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want more content from me, and I really, really hope that I see you on my next video. Bye-bye.